I think they have a bad case of playing up to their competition, which is good, but they also play down to their competition, which is bad. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, after carefully reviewing this weekend's slate of games, I've come to the conclusion it just can't get too much better than this. 6, not 5, not 4, not 3, not 2, not 1, but 6 top 25 matchups. And it should have been 7 with Clemson and Florida State. To go on top of that as well, we got 2 big SEC matchups with Auburn and Texas A&M. That game's flying under the radar, and LSU and Arkansas. Do not, and let me repeat this, do not sleep on those games. And oh yeah, I can't forget to mention and bring up that Iowa and Penn State game might be better than what we think. I got a weird feeling about that game, and I think Iowa might give them a run for their money. Hey, we'll get that in just a second, a little foreshadowing. But yeah, I really don't want to waste no time. You know what we're going to do. It is the Week 4 preview. And per usual, the college football season, it just got here and it's already flying by. We are a quarter of a way. No, we're not a quarter. We are a third of the way through the season now almost. Because since it's Week 4, well, I guess technically we are only a quarter. But you get what I'm saying. This is our 4th preview and there's only 12 regular season games. So we as the channel, we are a third of the way through the season. But as far as it goes for the games played in the weeks, they're about 25% way through. You get the point. I mean, I'm going to show it to you right here. Look at what I tweeted out. This is just unreal. It's going to be insane. I've already hyped it up enough. And you know what we're going to do in this video. We're going to preview all the big-time games outside of Ohio State, Notre Dame, Alabama, Ole Miss, and Colorado, Oregon, because we've already talked about those. But real quick, if you're new to the channel or simply you've been watching and not subscribed, consider hitting that subscribe button. Subscribing to the channel, it helps it out tremendously. I can't emphasize that enough, so if you do enjoy the content, consider subscribing and helping us get to 300K. We're super close. It is 100% free, doesn't hurt you, and we'd love to have you here, and you can always unsubscribe later if you want to. Do want to bring that up though, and by the way, we ain't doing no intro, none of that. We're getting straight into it. Starting it out hot with our 11 a.m. games first. You know how we do things around here. We got the Cinnamon Rolls versus the Clemson Tigers. Woo! This is going to be a good matchup. As where it stands, Florida State is only a 2-point favorite. I really don't want to overcomplicate this game, and I don't think it's as simple as picking Florida State or Clemson. It's not that simple. You know why it's not? Because I don't know what I'm going to get out of Florida State. I'll give you 2 answers to this game. Florida State will win this game if they play like they did in the second half against LSU. It won't even be close. But that's the big if. I don't know, and nobody knows if Florida State's going to play that good. We saw what happened last week. If they play like they did last week against Boston College, they'll lose this game. There's a big if there, and it's so hard to predict this game, and I think many people are struggling with predicting this game because of that. There's a reason Florida State's only a 2-point favorite. A lot of that has to do with how they looked last week. On the flip side for Clemson, do we know what we're going to get there either? You like to hope and believe they could get up for this game, get hype and have the game of their life, but they also struggled mightily with Duke. And I'm just going to put it this way. If you was having troubles against Duke, you're going to be in a world of hurt against Florida State. So when it comes to calling this game, not just for me, but for all of you guys, it's got to come down to your gut feeling. Do you think Florida State's going to have a good game or not? That's all it comes down to, because if you think they will, then you're going to pick Florida State. But if you don't believe in them and you think they may struggle, then you're going to pick Clemson. For me at least, and it's the only reason I got to win this game, I'm going to bank on the fact that the Cinnamon Rolls play a good ball game. I think they have a bad case of playing up to their competition, which is good, but they also play down to their competition, which is bad. And I could also see a legit case and scenario where Florida State blows out Clemson. I'll put it this way. Anything is up in the air for this game. I wouldn't be shocked by any outcome. Wouldn't be shocked by Clemson blowing them out. Wouldn't be shocked by Florida State blowing them out. Vice versa. Wouldn't be shocked if it's a close game. But for me, at least, I'm going with my gut. I got Florida State. It's going to be close, and it's going to be a good game. I'm really looking forward to that. Also at 11 a.m., this is a sneaky one I low-key forgot about. Not going to lie. We got Cincinnati and Oklahoma. Here's my thing with this. Cincinnati is not that great of a football team. Let's just be honest. They're not. You can try to hype them up, but Oklahoma should win this game. And I'm going to put it to you short and simple. Oklahoma will win this game. Will they cover the spread of 14 points? I have no idea, but I'm taking them to win. I like me some Dylan Gabriel, and I also like the Oklahoma defense. They're much improved from last year. I'll take Oklahoma in that one. And with that being said, let's move on to our 2:30 games. And oh yeah, by the way, Rutgers and Michigan also plays at 11, and I've had numerous people ask me to preview that game. What do you want me to preview? Rutgers sucks. I don't care that they're 3-0. Just because you're 3-0 doesn't mean you're a good football team. You suck. You're Rutgers. You're not good. Let's talk about the 2:30 games. We got a top 25 matchup in the Pac-12. We got UCLA and Utah. The battle of the 3-0s. I'm very high on Utah. Let's keep this one short and simple as well. Give me the Utes. Although Utah's offense has struggled, I think their defense is going to show up and they're going to show out and pick up the weight. But UCLA is one of those teams that could wind up being sneakily good in the Pac-12 and finish 9-3 or 10-2. Keep your eyes on them. I do like the Utes in that one, and plus it's a home game. The home game for Utah has a huge advantage. Oh, my bad, at 11 a.m. My apologies, guys. I forgot about this game. How could I forget? We got Auburn and Texas A&M. Shoot, man, can't believe I forgot about that. And as to where it stands, A&M is currently a 6-point favorite. Yeah, this is a really intriguing matchup, at least to me. You got Hugh Freeze, don't really know what to make out of him, at least at Auburn, and then you got fraudulent Jimbo Fisher. Arguably two of the most shady head coaches in the SEC battling it at 11 a.m. Texas A&M should win this game. You get the feeling since, like, at least from what I've seen from Auburn, they're about a year or two away. They're still in that rebuilding process, whereas for A&M, they need to win now. I would argue and say that for Auburn, they have nothing to lose in this game. If they lose this ball game, their fan base is not going to be mad. However, if Texas A&M loses to Auburn, oh yeah, their fan base is going to be livid. But what can you do? You can't call for Jimbo's job. You're paying him $95 million if you fire him. So yeah, that's a tricky situation there, but different conversation for a different day. Me personally, I'm going to take A&M in this game because I like Connor Wigman. I think he's the better quarterback in this game, and Peyton Thorne, he just hasn't been all too great for Auburn. He's sort of, I guess you'd say, been underwhelming. The Auburn passing offense, it hasn't been too hot, and I'm actually curious. Let me see how many passing yards per game they've averaged up until this point. Yeah, as you can see right here, Auburn's averaging about 212 passing yards per game, and Texas A&M is averaging 337 passing yards per game. I think that's going to be the difference. I also think it's going to be a low-scoring game, something around 21 to 20, 21-17. With that being said, though, going back to our 2:30 game, or actually we're done with the 2:30 games, let's go ahead to 6 o'clock. At 6 o'clock, we got a matchup that everybody's excited for except myself. Arkansas and LSU. You know why I'm not excited for this game? Because I think LSU is going to destroy them. I think LSU is going to beat Arkansas as bad as they beat Mississippi State last weekend. No need to preview this. LSU has the better quarterback, the better offense, the better defense, the better team, the better head coach. I just don't see why people think it's going to be close. I don't. Normally it is a good game, but not this year. LSU by 28. Also at 6 p.m. we got another top 25 matchup in the Pac-12. That is now, I think, the Pac-2. Wait a minute. Aren't these the only two teams remaining? Ironically, I think it is. We got Oregon State and DJ Ugabadoogie and Washington State. Man, that's going to be a heck of a matchup. And well, what do you know? Oregon State's a 3-point favorite. I love this Washington State team, everything about them, and I firmly believe you're going to see a lot of points scored in this game. Something like a 41 to 38 ball game at bare minimum. It's going to be high scoring. I think it's going to be good, but I think Washington State, they pull out the upset. Could you call it an upset? They're only a 3-point underdog. Well, don't know, but I am. Give me Washington State in this one. And last but not least, it's not last but not least. We'll talk about this one briefly. Texas and Baylor at 6:30. Obviously, I got Texas, but here's the only reason I'm talking about it. I've had multiple people on Twitter ask me, yo, Matt, is there a shot that Texas, they're snoozing and Baylor upsets them? I just don't see that happening. Apparently, though, people think it's going to be closer than what it actually should be. 14.5 points, that's not that much considering Baylor's awful. That's my take on the game. But moving along here, here's our this is our last matchup we're going to talk about. Wow. We just zoomed through this. Let me know in the comment section, by the way, if you like us speed running through it. Switching it up a little bit because sometimes I know I can ramble on a team or a game too long. This week, I want to kind of get through these quickly and make it a short 8 to 10 minute video. Maybe y'all don't like that. Maybe you do. Like I said, just let me know your thoughts down below. If you don't like it, we can go back to the old format of 15 to 20 minutes because I know a lot of people like that as well. Anyways, though, Matt, shut the crap up, lock in. Sorry. We got Iowa, overrated and sucky Iowa. They've only scored 15 touchdowns the past 8 years versus Penn State. Well, what do we have here? A old Big Ten matchup. The final score of this game is probably going to be something like 13-7. Your typical boring Big Ten game. Every single time I watch a Big Ten game like this, I always regret it. I'm like, yep, worst 3 hours of my life. Why did I spend 3 hours watching Penn State and Rutgers score a total of 20 points? And it's always something like they have a total combined amount of turnovers of like 7 or 8. Gosh, man, Big Ten football, it is sloppy and it is so boring. They need to catch up with the modern times. As far as it goes for this game, Penn State has the far better team. They got the better quarterback, they got the better running back, better team. I personally don't understand why people give Iowa so much credit. In their first 2 games of the year, they barely skimmed past Utah freaking State by 10 points. And Iowa State 20-13. Here's a fun fact for you. Iowa's offense this year is averaging a whopping 302 total yards per game. Hold on. Clap it up. I think that's an all-time record. Gosh, man, get the F out of here. Why is Iowa ranked? That pisses me off. This is so embarrassing. They're averaging 150 passing yards per game and 151 rushing yards per game. Yikes, man, yikes. And to go on top of that, it's not like the defense is great. Their defense is giving up 286 total yards per game. When you look at their opponents and then you take a look at how many yards they're giving up, that's pretty embarrassing. But yet, for some odd reason, people think Iowa is a top 25 team. The only way in any shape or form this winds up being a ball game is if Drew Aller, which is Penn State's quarterback, for those of you who don't know, is if he throws a couple of interceptions. That's the only way. If he plays turnover-free football, Penn State's going to run away with this. I hope they don't run away with it. I hope we get to watch a good game at 6:30, but more than likely that's going to happen. And honestly, who cares? Who's going to be watching this game with Notre Dame and Ohio Liberal State's on? Not me. Well, when I say not me, it's not going to be on the big screen. I'll have it on the little screen or maybe on my phone or something else. Give me Penn State in this game. 27 to Iowa's. I'll give them 10. Is that too high for Iowa? I'm being dead serious. Is 10 too much? It may be. But yeah, that's all there is to it. For some odd reason, I feel like I'm missing a game. I don't know. I don't think I am, but it just feels like I am. You know when you leave the house before a long road trip, you just think, man, I left something. But in reality, you didn't. That's how I feel. I think we covered all the games I wanted to touch on. Of course, you're going to have people of their own fan base be like, yo, Matt, why didn't you talk about Kentucky playing Vanderbilt this weekend? Because I don't care, and neither does anybody else. But yeah, that's all we got. Do want to make this a short and sweet video. Let me know your thoughts down below about that.